It could have a red ring, a blue ring, a yellow ring, a silver ring, or caution tape, but it all means the same thing. These fire hydrants are out of service.
What are you going to do? We have a problem here.
I walk by for years and see the out of service sign, and you know, it's not a soda machine.
In March, a fire destroyed much of this Port Norfolk home. The nearest fire hydrant was out of service.
Had that fire hydrant been working, the house there would not have burned as long as it did.
Portsmouth Fire Chief James Hoffler told us the day of the fire that a broken hydrant can affect what firefighters are able to do.
It makes a difference anytime that you have any type of delay from the norm.
We're all family.
Tina Marie Shannon lives a few houses down from the burnt home and right across from the hydrant that was out of service. It's working now, but she says it was only fixed after the fire and media attention.
About 3 years.
3 years?
Really?
To fix the fire hydrant across her house?
Yes.
Yeah.
And even with that hydrant working, the very next hydrant down her street is out of service. Water spilling out into the grass and the street. Shannon worries for her neighbors.
All of these houses are at risk of burning to the ground.
Talking to neighbors, we decided to investigate just how many fire hydrants are out of service in Hampton Roads. Our 13 News Now investigation found all fire hydrants in Virginia Beach, Chesapeake, and Newport News are working. One hydrant is out of service in Hampton and 2 more in Norfolk, all 3 hit by cars. Suffolk says 7 hydrants aren't working. But the city of Portsmouth reports 25 inactive fire hydrants across the city. Portsmouth responded to our multiple interview requests with a statement saying Public Utilities promptly responds to simple repairs like nozzle or drainage issues. But if the repair is more significant, Public Utilities issues a bid for the work under the city's capital improvement program. The city did not say how long these types of repairs typically take. Neighbors like Doris Cross say the hydrant across from her home hasn't worked for years. And at her age, she says she doesn't know if she could escape a house fire.
These things belong to the city, right? The city should take care of its own.
Fire trucks do carry a significant amount of water. Portsmouth Fire says its engines carry about 750 gallons each, and fire hoses are about 1,000 feet long to allow firefighters to reach multiple hydrants if one is out of service. But the responsibility to fix the broken hydrants falls to Portsmouth Public Utilities and the city's budget.
I would hope that my city leaders would consider properly working fire hydrants to be a priority.
And I feel like that fire hydrant is on the top of the list.
An update now to a 13 News Now investigation we first brought you in May. Dozens of fire hydrants in Portsmouth not working. You shared your concerns. Now, city crews are out there fixing hydrants one by one to bring that number down. 13 News Now investigative reporter Evan Watson is in the newsroom with the new numbers. Evan?
Even with new hydrants breaking, Portsmouth crews have cut that number from 25 to 13, and that includes the hydrant outside the home of Doris Cross, a woman we first talked to 3 months ago. This silver hydrant right here, it's back online, across the street from Doris Cross and her home of 30 years.
I'm the mother of 10, grandmother of 17, great-grandmother of 26. Oh, I was saying if we have a family reunion, I don't know where we're going to have it unless we rent the scope.
The hydrant used to look like these, featuring an out-of-service ring. Some nights, Cross would think about it.
But when I would turn on the TV and I would see this fire, this place and that fire, of course, that was the first thing that came in my mind. What if?
Earlier this year, Portsmouth reported 25 out-of-service fire hydrants, double the amount of broken hydrants in the other Hampton Roads cities combined. That number is now nearly cut in half at 13. A few weeks ago, city crews installed a new hydrant by Doris's house.
Praise the Lord, prayers were answered. I think your investigation and the newscast that came on the TV, I think it opened some people's eyes.
And while talking to Doris, the biggest coincidence.
Try not to worry about anything, not right now. Fire engineer.
Sirens on, a fire truck drove by the front porch into another spot in Cross's neighborhood. She says there's still work to do. 13 broken hydrants would still be the largest amount in Hampton Roads. But now she says she feels grateful for herself and her neighbors. Out of the 25 broken hydrants reported in Portsmouth in May, Only 6 are still listed as out of service. That means 7 have broken since then. In the newsroom, Evan Watson, 13 News Now.